Empire Strikes Back, Flash Gordon, Mobile Suit Gundam, Heavy Metal, Battlestar Galactica. Yeah, you might say space was on our minds. April 12th, 1981. NASA sent Space Shuttle Columbia in orbit and run a few laps around the planet. Hey, look it up, kids. It's kind of a big deal. But it was too little, too late. Once the aliens showed up with their orbitals and the rock war kicked off, that blue and green marble we used to call home was toast. Sure, there were survivors, but unless humanity gets its collective shit together and starts fighting as one, we're next on the extinction list. So I'm gonna get in my starfighter and go give them one for Mother Earth. You can wish me luck or kiss my ass. Either way, I'm going out there.
Make no attempt to reload your device. You are now entering the Hellhole.
Oh, welcome back to the Hellhole. It's late, it's cold, and right as I get going, that's when the distractions start. Isn't that magnificent? Hey! This is something a little different. Barring any interruptions, I felt like playing an arcade classic. It's a good start. Bosconian. A little bit of a history lesson in the intro. I feel like Bosconian's an interesting game because of its place in time and its relative lack of success, at least outside of Japan. It strikes me that this is a game that should have been incredibly successful. And yet does not hold the same esteem as Pac-Man or Space Invaders. And yet it's got a lot going for it. And I would say, at a time when Star Wars was really hitting its peak, this should have been an arcade king. I don't know what happened. All I know is this is a good game. And I haven't played it in a hell of a long time, so here we are. Apparently there's a story. I don't know where that story was accessible, if it was on the cabinet or if it's just been passed from father to son. You don't really need much of a story here. Hostile space, lone starfighter, bases that need to be destroyed. Very, very Death Star in that I can chip away at the outside, or I can go for the kill in the middle when the red power core is exposed, or they can shoot me before I get them. This is Bosconian. So if you've never seen this game, welcome aboard. What do you think? If you do know the game, you're going to immediately notice that there are some things wrong. The music and sound is not as it should be. This is not the iconic Bosconian sounds. It's not what you would have heard in the arcade. I'm playing a port by Jax. I'm playing on a plug-and-play paddle, which also lacks one of the key features that set Bosconian apart back in 1981, and that's the 8-directional movement. I am told that if I really wanted, I could modify this paddle to be able to move diagonally, but I don't want to. And it's a testament to this game that just moving in 4 directions, it's still a great game. And you can kind of see in the bottom right corner, that's where I can see where all the key bases are. I like that you can shoot the hazards. You can see here the way the ships are coming in. I would be well served if I could move diagonally. I'm just locked in up and down, left and right. But when you've been playing Space Invaders or Bosconian, wow. I would say even just moving in space this way is a bit of a novelty. Certainly not the only game to do it, but a fine example. Hey, a double, how's that? So I really find this very enjoyable to play. This is just a fun, simple arcade classic. And I think it's a tragedy that it's not better regarded. At least in Western corners. I don't really know what its history was like here, but I've read that it was not a sensation in America as it was in Japan. Which is really a fine reminder that there's no accounting for taste. Pac-Man is swell, but check this out. So I haven't played this in a long time. I don't really remember exactly what happens through the levels. Different formations, obviously, as we can see here. We've got a nice diamond formation of the bases. It's kind of interesting. A little bit tricky, they're close together. I think the first time I played, I didn't know that you could go straight for the kill with those center shots, so that's always good to know. You can pick them off, particularly in, dense traffic. If you don't want to get shot, you can hit each of these sort of exterior areas, and that gets you the kill. But if you can get in the middle, why wouldn't you? I have in the past done alright at this game, but it's been a hell of a long time. It's the end of a long day. If you've been in the Hellhole before, you know that, Sleepy Boy doesn't always play so great. But I figured if I was going to play an arcade classic, I had to bring you guys along. Whoop. Hey, we got him. Conventional gaming wisdoms. Clear out the formation, get the bonus points, get enough points, get an extra life, extra credit, as it were. Not having those diagonals makes it a little bit trickier. There's no denying. But I still think it's a swell time. You're welcome to feel otherwise. These classics aren't always for everyone. And I've been playing, I've been playing some more advanced stuff than this. Elden Ring. Meatheading my way, cluelessly. I've been hearing a little bit of feedback on that. Apparently you're not so into the 5 minutes of rolling into doors that are locked or blocked. Hey, I was looking for a secret door. What do you want? No time for tedium in this game. It is all action all the time. Like a lot of classics, if you go far enough to the edge, you'll come out the other side. If you're tracking my little white dot in the map in the bottom right corner, you would have seen that. I don't know if that's apparent immediately to everyone. The uniformity of the black space with its light speckling of stars is obviously easily misinterpreted if you don't know. If you're a little whippersnapper, if you don't know your history, good thing there was a history lesson. And again, I just think, this thing hits the arcades in 1981. Empire Strikes Back, probably still in theaters. Who would not want to be playing this? It's a great game. I might play some other arcade games sometime. I'm not king of the retro, but good time's a good time. And hey, somebody's got to save the world. It's a matter of interest. I haven't been around as much. I've been a little busy, a little tired, but, making progress in other areas, including finally setting up some alerts. So if you're watching, and I'm still going, if you want to smash that follow, if you want to fire out the front and the back, hitting the follow with either or, maybe we'll see an alert pop up, and that will be just absolutely thrilling for everyone. It's a small thrill for me. I enjoy the sort of construction of all this stuff, the gradual accumulation. We've got stupid, wacky video intros. We got gameplay, including ye oldie arcade titles like this. We're amassing an oeuvre, and this oeuvre will now include sights and sounds, your username on the screen. It's just a tragedy that we couldn't record all those fine followers who've come before you. We're trying to get those numbers up. They tell me that's the name of the game. And if I get enough followers, then we can start mucking around with other stuff like emotes and other fun. Another thing to play around with. And that's what we're here to do. We're here to play. Play and have fun. I'm giving this paddle a bit of a workout. I'm not gonna lie. You may be able to hear the clickety-clack. I forget exactly when this paddle is from. I think it's the first model. There's a bit of arcade lore, home gaming lore around these paddles, apparently. I believe later versions retain the 8-direction control, but they lose maybe some other little details that make this an interesting one to play. I only have this because my parents were feeling nostalgic one day somewhere in the mid-2000s, and they said, "Hey, big boy, look what we got." Apparently my mother in particular was a big fan of Galaxian. Not Space Invaders. Not Galaga. She was into Galaxian. Which is kind of interesting. It's kind of fun. Whoa, it's getting busy here. So I'm on red alert. I guess that means the little purple ships are flying in. I think there's something called a spy ship, but I don't know which is which. They're all out to get us. We don't need to know names. They are all alien enemies. And I forget how I deal with this red alert situation. Oh, that sucks. I was doing pretty well there. It's a good little run. I think, well, obviously Dine has dealt with the red alert, but I think I could also, maybe if I don't know if I have to get every base or if I could target one in particular, and that would clear out the red alert situation. That wasn't so good. That was not so good, my friends. So this was a bit of a surprise package for me when the paddle showed up in the family household back in the mid-2000s. If you think that's a long time ago, imagine when this game came out. Yeah, I don't think I'd heard of Bosconian, so I'm sort of glad it's found a second life on these plug-and-play dealios. I'm afraid I don't know the specs of this port. As I said earlier, there's some arcade lore around these kinds of things. The aficionados will tell you. If you want to know about that kind of stuff, you can definitely find it. All I know is it's not arcade perfect. The arcade was giving you a lot more, which is pretty impressive, all things considered. So I'm not Mr. Retro, but I am sort of terminally nostalgic. And I like what I like. It's good, I'm into it. I am a big movie fan, so our little intro theater, putting this in the pantheon of sci-fi at the time, was kind of a little bit of fun. I don't know that I've really talked much about movies or anything here in the gaming times, here in the Hellhole. That's a shame. Round 4, is that our best so far? I'm just going to keep plugging away for a little while. See how far I can go. Set a personal score. Yeah, I like movies. I mean, you know, I haven't been talking about movies, but if you've been in the Hellhole before, you would have seen some real gratuitous references. Because don't we all love that? I do consider Flash Gordon to be a fine film. An example of a comic book film that strives a little bit more than just, formulaic repetition. Dino De Laurentiis giving us his version of cinematic excess with colors and costumes and all manner of madness. And although it sort of goes its own way, Flash Gordon is not wildly inaccurate to the original comic strips by Alex Raymond. Might see more of those sometime in the future. Whoa. So that yellow one, was that a spy ship? I don't know. Shout me out in the comments if you're watching in the archive. By all means, educate me. It's nice to know these things. I did not do my research. Looks like we're not being interrupted, so that's quite nice. I've been playing Elden Ring. Definitely going to get back to that. Sadly, it's been, almost 2 weeks since I last adventured in the lands between. Definitely want to get back to that. We've got a couple of games on the boil now. See what we can get to, but try to keep it fresh. The fast fun of an arcade game like Bosconian was just a little tempting. But I'll definitely be heading back into the wilderness of Elden Ring and the waters of Subnautica and probably some other interesting games too. If you're looking to catch up on any of those things, you can find some in the archive, although they'll be expiring soon. There is a YouTube link. You head to that. You can check out everything I've done so far, and I don't know, watch at your own leisure. Skip around, find the good bits. Or if you just want to go the long journey and chill out while I drone on, mumble away, stumble away, that's cool too. If you're watching in the archive right now, hey, thanks, that's really nice. Why don't you do all those things that people do? Hit the like, smash the subscribe, leave a comment. If you haven't seen Bosconian before, I'd be interested to know what your impression of the game is. That kind of thing's always interesting. I like to try to keep in mind the folks who might not know these things. I feel like I occupy an awkward space between not really being expert enough for folks who know this stuff, and I don't know, I guess not being thrilling enough for people who don't. We're just here to play, have fun, fill dead air by just spewing words into the ether. Hopefully my audio's been okay. This game doesn't have stereo, so it could be a mono fest right about now. God knows I'm mono at the best of times. Tone, that is. Having trouble lining that one up. And this is definitely where I think having all those directions would be very helpful. You're still going to have your issues, but moving diagonally just would free that up a little. Like I said, this game holds up. You can play this game quite happily locked in to 4 directions. No complaints. Okay, so we're in a red alert situation. Let's see if I can survive long enough. Oof. Shoot anything that's moving. If I can survive long enough, maybe we can figure out exactly to what extent the red alert matters. I don't know if I've got to clear everything out or die. Crikey. Michael Crockton. Well, that's one way to deal with intensity. Fail. And they take mercy. They take pity. Take pity, give mercy. Hit a target, man. I think the arcade screen was more thrilling than this. I could be wrong. I think there's more on the screen too. I'm sure you can find some authentic arcade let's plays, long plays. We play, you play. You play. All the plays. That was not so good. I got 20 points and died. Don't worry, fellas, it happens. We can come back stronger. Round 2. Fight. So it's kind of a little repetitive, I'll give you that. But it's just got away. A certain je ne sais quoi. A certain level of intensity doesn't hurt. If I was really at peak tiredness, I probably wouldn't want to play this because there's no naps. You gotta be on. Hey. Got him. We're in the danger zone. So you could definitely try to just chip away. But I'm enjoying the thrill of the chase. We got an extra ship, extra credit. Where are they coming? Whoa! I knew they were coming and I flew right into them. I should have looked at my map. I was not. And I did not. Pretty novel that you're shooting in both directions. Sure helps you out of a jam time to time. I would like to experience this with the full 8 directions, with the diagonals. I imagine that would be a pretty thrilling experience. Maybe I have a touch of the Cybots about me, but I still consider it a mild thrill when you can shoot obstacles, hazards. I don't think you can take that for granted in every game. But I'm still the kind of guy that finds it mildly thrilling when you can attack projectiles as well. Played a lot of Sega games growing up, and I don't think they were that forgiving. Different schools of thought. Not every projectile should be struck, but, you know, when you can do it, it's pretty neat. I think the first time I played Castlevania, it did not occur to me that I could knock projectiles out of the air. So at round 4, and I did just throw a careless life away. I forget how many levels there are. I feel like I did do a full loop once. I don't think there are that many. Might be 10 at the most, maybe 9. I'm not sure. I shouldn't speculate. I don't know how many levels there are, how many rounds. But I do believe at some point it's a loop. And I guess like a lot of loops, it's probably a little bit harder. Be pretty good to do that right now, but I'm not counting on it. Did not read that well. If you were watching closely, you will have noticed that one of that formation's ships was taken out by enemy fire, which is something that I think is also very cool about this game. Doesn't happen all the time, but you can definitely find yourself getting out of a jam thanks to a careless shot from one of the bases. I believe they're all on the same side, but I could be wrong. There might be a a third force participating in this particular conflict. So I read that the Rock War kicked off. I think I can't remember if Earth was destroyed as part of the Rock War or if that ignited it. I wonder if some of the later games established more story. I know there were more iterations, and I guess ports, home ports of Bosconian. Maybe we will learn more about Bosconian and its many variants. I mean variant as an English word, not as some kind of half-assed excuse to throw in some cameos and references a la Marvel. This is language, kids. I don't want to be cranky about it, but I am. Mistakes were made. We like that. Nice and clean. So if you're wondering why I'm not just going straight for the middle, I am trying. Not always clear how these things line up. That's my defense. Okay, so we're on 3. Oh Lord. I don't know how easy it is to get your hands on Bosconian if you want to play at home. That was one thing I probably could have looked up. I could have helped you out, but hey, I'm showing you the game, aren't I? You can figure that out. I was disappointed. There's no Bosconian on the PlayStation Store. I know that much. I was curious. I thought there might be an arcade accurate port on PlayStation, which might have been fun if it was nice cheapy. It might just be that this is one of those games that's a bit obscure, at least by today's standards. I know there's some retro arcade heads who know all about this game. You should check them out. I'll tell you all about it. Probably give you some good tips and secrets. Save you some credits in the arcade so you don't have to ring the hotline. I'm guessing there was no hotline for Bosconian. That's just a wild thought. Oh, come on. Croco. Sometimes I find playing these games, it's better to just be slightly distracted. Just enough of the mind on the job I think that was how I got through it the first time. Having a nice chat. Sometimes that's a good way to play, particularly these sort of, I don't know, what do you call these games? Is this a Twitch game? Probably not. We're on Twitch. We're live, pal. You know, games that don't necessarily require a huge amount of focus as much as just, you know, response and basic actions. Sometimes you distract yourself slightly with a few stimulating subjects and can help you get through. Getting in trouble here. I guess a good chat eases the tension. It's always good when the stakes are high. So I wonder what triggers a red alert. Don't rightly know. You see that guy? Wiped himself out. I love that. I love a game that has stakes for the enemy, for the NPC. I like that they're sharing the same peril as we are. Oh yeah, that guy wiped out too. They're kind of doing you a favor too, because when they wipe out, they get rid of an asteroid or a mine or whatever, space mine. That's always nice. Damn. Open up. Whoa. Right down the middle. You wanna open it? Ah, so now it opens. Phew. It's alright, we can go around the edge. Yeah, you like that? Whoa. Let's do this. Hey, nice. I can't say anything in particular brought this on. This is not a Stranger Things inspired stream by any means. Although they tell me Kate Bush is back on top, thanks in part to Stranger Things, so it's not all bad. I did start watching it. I've been on the Netflix appalled at the algorithm's absolute lack of human context. If an algorithm has recommended this and you're still with me, God bless you. Do not feel obligated. But hey, if you're enjoying it, if you want to see what else pops up, follow, subscribe, do all that stuff. Help me out. Help me grow. Help me grow as a human being. We got a new high score here. That's something. It's a fun game. Mind the Tic Tacs. Ah, come on. Ah, come on. Damn. Hey, we got 60,000. That's a nice number. I should probably start trying to do some more external damage rather than going straight for those bullseyes. It's not pretty, but it's good, honest killing. Ah. Took himself out. The damn fool. Where are they? Not that time. Ah. Slow on the button. Hey, that's a pretty good run. I guess we'll leave it there. This has been fun. A nice quick one. A nostalgic run through an arcade classic. What have we learned? We've learned that sometimes humanity must choose violence for its own survival. The planet was destroyed. Now the last vestiges of humanity is not so much taking revenge as fighting to survive. Do we deserve to survive? I don't know. You tell me. If you think survival is nice, hit that follow button. Take a bullseye shot. Or, if you please, circle around, slowly chipping away at each morsel of the subscribe or follow button. You subscribe on YouTube. Subscribing here on Twitch is something else. And at some time I will return with something different. Probably going to get back to Elden Ring soon. I am still playing, I realize that. It wouldn't be the Hellhole without a slow petering out, with a loss of momentum that ends in nothing. It's just such a fun game. That's the problem. It's tempting just to go another round. What's our high score? 72,000. Maybe at some point I'll come back and I'll try to beat my high score. That's always fun. But yes, there will be other games, new and old. I did come very close to purchasing a game I consider one of my all-time favorites, but it's just a little pricey and I resisted. Maybe, maybe that's a stretch goal of sorts. Maybe I can exploit the audience for money. Get a game that I really want. I gotta get something out of this. I'm kidding, relax. Smash that subscribe, follow, like, comment. Just do whatever you want. I don't care. I am hoping that I set these alerts up for something though. At some point, hopefully somebody will come by while we're live. We can have, I don't know, we can have something fun. Something fun will pop up. Thank you to Astro Galaxy, who's my recent followers during the Elden Ring streams. I will return sometime soon. Hey, look at this. This is telling me stuff. P-type asteroid spy ship. The yellow is the spy ship. I don't know what that means. I guess the points are randomized. There's a lot going on in this game. This game came out in 1981. I think we should dwell on that fact. This is a swell game. Good job, Namco. Nice job. Just Namco back then, no Bandai. And I'll just leave now. Hang on, what's the score table going to tell us? Everything gets points. You play for points. Whatever. I will return. Go watch something else. I don't know. Do whatever you want. Adios.